good, y'all? What's up with it? It's your girl Poppy, or Poppy J if you feeling spicy. And I am here today with a special guest, the one and only Jordan Perry. Girl, tell the people what's up.
Hi y'all, I'm Jordan, JP, whatever you want to call it. Really happy to be here, Poppy. Thank you.
Of course. Come on, JP, let's get into it, girl. So as you can see, we got on our pink, because we just watched the Barbie movie. We're going to do a quick little debrief, okay? Because there's a lot to talk about.
What's good, y'all? What's up? It's your girl, Poppy J. Yeah. High five, G. Woo! Welcome to PopTalk, y'all.
This movie is so good
Yeah.
in so many ways. It's not what you think. It's not what you expect. It's not what you in your mind would be like, yes, it's a Barbie movie. Baby, it's not what you think.
It's not. And they did that intentionally.
They did.
Which you'll see when we discuss, but the way they marketed it was not what the movie's
truly about. So, of course, the Barbie movie starts off in Barbie land, right? You see all the things that you saw in the trailers.
Yeah.
She steps out of the heels. Her feet are arched.
This girl was stepping in the shower, and she was like, and was nothing coming on her. No water.
What got me is when she went down for breakfast, and the food was fake.
Dude.
The butter was fake.
The butter jumped and landed.
The butter just landed
on the bro.
She poured a glass of milk and then really went, and nothing came out of the cup.
Ain't nothing come out the cup. That was funny. But I really like how they did that, because I think what they really wanted to show in that movie was how Barbie lives truly in Barbie world, a fake world.
Yes.
And they showed how there's Barbie world and there's real world.
Mm-hmm.
And Barbie is living in her own little cornucopia, and she doesn't know like what she's about to do.
And like, y'all, it's so fake, it's corny, but then it's so corny. It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good. Like they thought of everything. Like when you were a little girl playing with dolls, they thought of everything, from the food to the decorations to the houses. Like the literal Barbie house has no walls.
No
walls.
And when you go in, like when you would change your Barbies, it wasn't like Barbie was in there and she was physically taking off her clothes and putting them back on. She looked at her outfit and then it appeared on her.
Yes. You know what else was really funny to me too? So you know how like Barbie is just Barbie, right? Throughout the entire Barbie land, for the first like 5 minutes of the show, all you heard was, "Hi Barbie, hi Barbie, hey Barbie, hi Barbie," because every single woman was Barbie, of course, in a different sense. So there was like President Barbie, Dr. Barbie, and Physician Barbie. There's so many different Barbies, but everybody's name was Barbie.
And that's what was really cool about it. Like they really thought about everything. And how you would think about it, because you know, as Barbie, as the brand grew, it wasn't just, this girl who wears a swimsuit and is blonde and walks around every day. No, they expanded it over the decades that they were Barbies of color. They were Barbies of different professions. And that was really nice in the movie.
Yeah, it was really nice. I mean, I think, I'm going to be honest though, when it comes to representation, and I'm just going to say what I have to say.
Say it.
We know Barbie is a white blonde girl. Yeah. And it took a lot of years for her to kind of grow out of that. And I think the movie represented where Mattel is with Barbie right now. Like there was representation. There was Black, there was Latin, there was so many different races and cultures, but the rate at which you saw them in the movie definitely matched where we are right now. And I appreciate that.
For sure.
Because it wasn't like a fake, like, we just gonna put all these Black people and Mexican people in here because we want to be with the times. They were like, no, this is Barbie where we are right now. This is definitely the real life Barbie. And that was so, I appreciate the realness of it.
No, yeah, because if you think about it, if you're anyone like us who are in your early 20s, when you play with Barbies, it wasn't like there was a Black Barbie running around that she was playing with. That's why we have breath. And I like that it's still held true to one of the scenes. You see Barbie floats down to her car from her house. And if you think about it, when you're a kid, it's not like you're walking Barbie down the step, having Barbie open the door and get in the car. No, you're taking her from the top of the dream house to the car.
Bro, I don't think any of the cars in Barbie Land, the doors actually open.
No, they didn't even have an engine. Now, then we got Ken. And what's funny is before me and you saw this movie, we were talking about how Ken is an accessory.
Ken is an accessory to Barbie. We had that whole conversation, yes.
Ryan Gosling played Ken.
Yes.
And, you know, we're a little nervous.
I was very nervous. Like, even after he popped up on the screen, I was like, let's see what happens. Yeah. I was very apprehensive about Ryan Gosling being Ken.
Yeah, and I remember in the first few minutes of the movie, I was like, "Ooh, I think I kind of like it, Poppy." And you was like, "Nah, I ain't feeling it."
No, I was like, "I'm glad you like it, but I don't know if I like it yet." How they introduced Ken was literally the way that we talked about Ken. They were like, Ken lives for Barbie, and so he basically didn't even become a character until Barbie was like, "Hi, Ken."
So then we have Weird Barbie. Let me tell you about Weird Barbie. So if you were a little girl playing with a Barbie doll, you know we did a lot of stuff to them. We was making them do the splits. We was breaking their back. We was drawing on them, dyeing their hair with marker.
Yes.
So Weird Barbie is a Barbie who was misused or overplayed with. And so you have this character, and she's constantly in the splits. Her hair is crazy. She has marks all over her because she was an overused Barbie.
Yes.
And Poppy, how does she shake things up?
Long story short, Barbie malfunctions. And the only way that she can fix herself is by going to Weird Barbie. So she goes to Weird Barbie's house, which is fire. Weird Barbie house, let me just say that. No. It was sitting on top of the hill, honey.
Honey, she in Beverly Hills.
In Beverly Hills, okay? Weird Barbie says, hey, you are the stereotypical Barbie, and it looks like you're malfunctioning because there's like a connection with the Barbie and her person in the real world. And I guess the way that your person feels in the real world affects how Barbie feels in Barbie Land. And so Weird Barbie was like, you have to go to the real world and find your person.
So Barbie then starts having visions and is trying to figure out who her person is that plays with her. And she's kind of she sees this girl, goes through kind of the childhood of the girl, but then we get to a point where the child's in about middle school age. And so she's thinking, okay, this is the child. And as we're continuing on, she then moves into... Well, she travels to the real world, as in the world that we currently live in.
Okay, wait, pause. We need to talk about Barbie and Ken in the actual real world. Okay, y'all, first of all, the way they got to the real world was just so fictional. I just don't even want to talk about it. They pull up to California, Barbie looking like Barbie, Ken looking like Ken, and it was so crazy. Just the dynamic shift of coming from Barbie Land to the real world.
Barbie said herself, she goes, I feel ill. I feel not at ease. Something's wrong.
Yes.
Because when she pulls up into the real world, immediately, the entire scene of her just going through Venice Beach, she's being objectified, person after person after person. And she's like, why are they looking at me? Why are they speaking to me this way? And and Ken is seeing all these men. No! Ken is seeing all these men, and he's like, wow, he's seeing this dynamic shift. And we'll move into that in a moment.
Fast forward to the middle school. Barbie was like, I'm Barbie. Everybody loves me. They're going to love me. And mind you, Barbie's outfit was cute.
She was in that pink little...
She had a little cowgirl outfit.
Yeah. That was probably the cutest fit of the whole movie. That was cute.
Barbie looked good, okay? Child, Barbie got up to this girl at the little lunch table. And what did she say?
Girl, she said everything in the dictionary. I'm so sorry, but she sounded like one of those girls that just watches a lot of TikTok videos. And not what she said was valid, but she had an entire spiel ready. She knew Barbie was coming.
No, right. And
basically this girl just goes off at Barbie about how you've ruined women. You've set these unrealistic beauty standards. The women empowerment is not represented by you.
Yeah.
And that's what Barbie thinks she is, because in Barbie Land, they've grown so much where now the Barbies they're senators, they're doctors, they're physicists, they're
Barbies run the world. The women run the world in Barbie Land.
And so she comes here and this girl is telling her otherwise. And this is when Barbie cries for the first time as well.
Yes.
And she's like, what's happening to me? One, no one's ever called her out like that.
At all. Yo, I low-key was like, dang, I could cry. The way this girl went in on her.
Yeah.
Because it was, she called her, what'd she call her?
A fashion. She goes.
Barbie was like, "Can you please excuse me for a second?"
Barbie was stunned. Barbie couldn't speak.
She was too stunned to speak.
The woman was too stunned to speak. And Barbie turned around with her little star on her behind.
Yeah, and it was so cute. The outfit was so cute, girl.
No, that was literally the cutest outfit in the movie.
It was giving. While she's crying on the stoop, trying to reunite with her person, Ken is out here in these streets, honey. Girl. He's out here in these streets learning about he's a city boy. He learned about patriarchy. He out here trying to get jobs as a doctor, getting an MBA. He reading books at the library. He walking down the street. Everybody like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. He like, oh my God, you respect me? Barbie don't respect me in Barbie land, but you respect me, some random person on the street, just because I'm a man? He is getting the full experience of being a white man in America.
And he's loving it. So much that he forgot about Barbie, basically.
He forgot about Barbie. So fast forward to him forgetting about her. Mattel, the company that owns Barbie, pops up. And they're like, Barbie needs to go back to Barbie land. Why is she here? Oh, she's going to ruin everything. We need to get her out, get her out, get her out. Mattel pops up to the middle school and they're like, Barbie, you need to come with us. Ken is standing in the background watching the black vans run off with Barbie, and he gonna say, should I save her? No, I'm going back to Barbie land to tell all the Kens about patriarchy.
Sure did.
And he left her in the real world and went back to Barbie land while she is getting handcuffed in the black vans.
They pull up to Mattel and Barbie's there, and there's this circle of men at this table that are talking glitter, sparkles, da-da-da-da. Why is all these men running Barbie? There's not a singular woman in this room except Barbie. So she goes, your president, your CFO, your COO, your CEO. She's naming everybody. And they're like, me. And she's like, no women is running Barbie? Which is, yeah.
So I want to highlight one part of this movie that really resonated with me. The CEO was like, Barbie, we need you to go back to Barbie land. Like, just forget this ever happened. Get into your box.
Girl, they try to tie her up in this box.
She walks into the box, right? And they start twisting her up with the y'all know when you get a Barbie doll in the plastic and she got all the things on and she just standing there and you got to take all the shit and you got to cut the shit. They was tying her up in this box to ship her back to Barbie land.
And Barbie skedaddled.
And when she got out of the Mattel building, her person, like her daughter girl that was playing with her, the person and her mom was in a car like, get in, Barbie, let's go. We got to run away from the people. So Barbie gets in the car because she's like, oh my God, my person. She came to get me. And y'all, this is the part that blew my mind.
Yeah.
This blew my mind.
Yeah. While the preteen girl and her mother save Barbie from these Mattel agents, they pull up and pick her up. They're in the car and Barbie is like a little bit happier now because she's with her person now, the preteen girl. And she's like, okay, we're going to get out of here. We're going to solve it. We're going to save the day. And this girl's like, there's no way this is Barbie. There's no way this is Barbie. Like, y'all are tripping. There's not this doll for real on Earth. And the mother is like, no, this is Barbie. You can't tell me it's not Barbie. Like, the mother worked for Mattel. I think we left that piece out. Yeah. But the mother worked for Mattel and knew the situation. And so she goes, no, this is Barbie for real. And then the mother starts talking about how she's doing these drawings of Barbie. And they're kind of trying to figure out the pieces of how, you know, the Barbie world and the real world connected. And while Barbie was in Barbie world, she started to have these thoughts of death randomly. Like, what is death? Yeah. Do y'all ever think of death? And the woman, the mother in the real world had been drawing Barbie with these thoughts of death. And she goes, did you happen to draw a Barbie that was thinking of dying? And the woman goes, yes. And then that's when Barbie realizes her person isn't actually the daughter. It's the mother.
It's the mom. Yeah. The mom was Barbie's person.
Yeah.
That blew my mind for multiple reasons. But the number one reason it blew my mind is because, of course, you're going to expect that the younger daughter or person is going to be the one that's playing with Barbie.
Right.
But they did it on purpose, in my opinion, because millennials, because the mom is definitely a millennial. She's probably like late 20s, early 30s, if that.
Yeah.
Millennials played with Barbie growing up. Like, we were the ones that grew up on her. We didn't have the iPads and all the technology and stuff all the time. Like, I played with Barbies faithfully through junior high. I'm through junior high. And it's like, they were like, we're going to make everybody think that it's the kid that's channeling Barbie to the real world. When in actuality, it's this millennial mom trying to connect with her young daughter by playing with Barbies, drawing Barbies, and trying to connect to who she was as a child, because where she is in her real life is depressing and sad.
Yeah.
Her person was a grown-ass woman.
Sure was.
In the real world.
And you get to see there's this disconnect that's happening between the mother and her daughter, because his daughter's like this nasty preteen going through a lot of stuff, you know, like hormones and growing up. And this Barbie is really what latched them together when she was a kid.
Yes.
And now there's this disconnect. So she's bringing back this Barbie, you know, trying, I guess, to make sense of reality, maybe.
So the mom, the daughter, Barbie, they trek back to Barbie land. The mom is so excited. She's like, oh my gosh, I love Barbie. I've been trying to blah, blah, blah. Child, they get to Barbie land.
Girl, it's not even Barbie land no more.
It's not Barbie land.
It's Ken land.
It's Kenland or Kendom.
Kendom.
Ken then went back to Barbie land and taught all the Ken dolls about what?
Patriarchy. That's his favorite term of the entire world now. He's thrilled. He loves patriarchy.
Yes.
He's like, and it was funny because he thought patriarchy had to do with horses. I don't know what it was. But he had read some book about horses, and he was like, yeah, the patriarchy is horses. Like, it's horses, man.
Horses are the extension of men. So we get back to Barbie land. They got horses everywhere. It's Western themed. It's like a whole saloon.
They're over here drinking
beer
on the beach. Y'all buzz on the beach? Like, that was insane.
They drinking beers. John Cena made a cameo.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what? Okay,
but that's not even the weirdest part.
It's not.
The weirdest part is the Barbies now have taken over this domestic persona. They're now like submissive women. And so what you truly have here is a patriarchy. You have the men ruling any and everything, and these women are just, they started like feeding them food, they were cutting their
foot massages. It was so weird to see, because I had almost kind of gotten comfortable with Barbie land, like seeing the president is Barbie, the doctor is Barbie. Like, I kind of was used to that. And so even when Barbie came back, I was like, what the hell going on? But I think the most disrespectful part of it all, because it was very disrespectful.
It was.
Barbie gets to her dream house.
He didn't tow up that house. It was towed up from the floor up.
Barbie gets to her dream house, her home that she lives in, that she works hard for, that she pays the bills on. She gets to her dream house, and Ken is like, this ain't your house. This is my house. I run this place. I make the rules. And kicks her out of the Barbie dream house.
Girl.
And in addition to that, he has the audacity to throw her designer clothes from the balcony of her house to the floor.
Barbie becomes really depressed.
Yeah.
She goes, well, I fought so hard for women to have the power they do today. That's why we have all these Barbies that's the president, that are part of the Supreme Court, that are physicians. And then she comes to the real world, and things are a little bit different. The power they have is a little bit different. And even when they do have those positions, they still don't really have power. And so
I think that was the part that made me realize the connection between Barbie land and the real world, and why Barbie was so confused in the beginning, because I was like, dang, like Barbie thought that if Barbie land has women in power, that when she came to the real world, there would be women in power. Another part that resonated really hard with me was depressed Barbie, because throughout the entire movie, the main character that Margot Robbie plays is stereotypical Barbie. She's blonde, she's cute, she has a great body, she looks great, she lives a perfect life. She's stereotypical Barbie, right? Well, they had stereotypical Barbie down in the trenches, honey.
Girl, she was down bad for real.
She was in the trenches, honey.
And this is when Barbie really starts to have that self-actualization of who she really is.
Mm-hmm.
She starts saying, you know, well, I don't do anything special. I don't have a Nobel Peace Prize.
Right.
I haven't made any change. I'm just stereotypical Barbie.
Yes.
And she's starting to realize really what her influence is in the entire, not only Barbie world, but the real world as well. And that's really a big part of the movie.
That's like, I feel like for me, that self-identity portion is like the whole underlying theme of the movie. Outside of the patriarchy part. Yeah. You know, like, because they definitely had a lot of different themes and elements, but at the end of the day, it was really like, who is Barbie outside of everybody else? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And so eventually, you know, they have to figure out how to save Barbie Land. And this is when we really see there's a shift in the movie now. So if you remember, Ken is just on his high horse, ruling the world.
Literally on his horse.
Men are great, men are awesome, and Barbie and her person, the mother, as well as the daughter, are like, okay, we need to get you out of this slump, and it's time to start moving on. Yeah. And so they gather all the Barbies, and that's when they start their little plan.
They concocted a plan, child, that is neither here nor there, in my opinion. I mean, they did it, but I was just like, there wasn't no other way we could do this.
But the plan is to bruise the Ken's ego, bruise the man's ego, and then get them to turn on each other. Yes. So after 4 hours of pretending that they're enjoying this serenade, they then each start to get up and they go, oh, 1 second. And they'll walk over to another Ken. Girl, they're taking each other's men. That's what was happening. They was really like, okay,
need to get it out.
I'm just going to go over to the other man. And so, of course, the men who they were like originally talking to were like, well, what the heck? Like, why are you going over to that Ken? Like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And they're so like, they were already like truly disinterested, but it was funny seeing this all play out because the Ken's egos are being bruised, and now they're turning on each other. Yep. And so then what? They have like a war on the beach.
Yeah. So the men was fighting each other, child. I don't even know what to call it, but the men was going head to head. They was like, this my girl. I'm Ken. No, I'm Ken. I'm Ken. I'm Ken. And while they're fighting, the Barbies take back over Barbie Land, and everything kind of just like resets, I guess, in a way. And then after the men get done fighting, one of the Kens is like, weren't we supposed to do something in the Senate today?
They had to vote on the Constitution. Meanwhile, all the Barbies is in the courthouse voting on the Constitution while these men was playing tag.
They was beating each other with tennis rackets.
Oh, that was funny. Meanwhile, real decisions are being made in the courthouse.
Real decisions, honey.
And Kendom is destroyed, and Barbie world is back where it needs to be.
And so the Ken dolls walk up, and Ken is like, what happened to my Casa Mojo Dojo Casa house? And Issa Rae, President Barbie, is walking down the stairs of the dream house. She said, this is Barbie dream house, motherfucker!
Ken was stunned.
The man was too stunned to speak. He was so upset.
Oh, Lord.
So that was the best line of the movie. Hilarious. So Ken has this whole moment of like self-realization. He's trying to figure out like, am I somebody without Barbie? And Barbie's like, if you take away all the things that you do, the things that you contribute to, who are you outside of that? That's what you need to find, because it's not me. She was like, it's Barbie and it's Ken. And that's when I was like, ooh, not me out here living like Ken. So yeah, at the end of the movie, everybody kind of finds their quote unquote happy ending. And then somebody says, well, what about Barbie? What's her ending? Child, Ruth, what's her last name?
Handler.
Ruth Handler pops up in Barbie Land out of nowhere. Again, I'm just going to let that be what it is. Ruth pops up and she's like, oh, I created Barbie with no ending. And stereotypical Barbie is like, but I want an ending. That don't even make no sense. And Ruth is like, come with me, my child. So they go to some kind of
in-between space of Barbie world and real world. I don't know. I thought they was going to heaven.
It definitely looked like heaven.
Because
I was like, not Barbie done died.
So, because the real Ruth Handler passed away 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And so this isn't the real Ruth Handler in the movie. So I was like, where y'all going?
Right.
It was like a white space.
It was just a open white screen. I was like, are we in heaven? Where are we at? And we're not telling you the end of the movie.
You're just going to watch it.
You have to watch it now. Like, we're giving you everything you need to know. You just have to see the ending. So you might as well go give Mattel your money, give Warner Brothers your money, because I'm probably going to watch it again.
No, yeah. It was good.
It was really good.
It was good. I enjoyed the movie thoroughly. I would watch it again. And I would recommend that others watch it as well.
Oh, for sure.
What the movie was truly about was how women live in a man's world.
Yep.
And if they had...
And not only live in it, conform to it. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give the Barbie movie?
Ooh.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, what do you give Barbie?
You know, right now, I think I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay.
I really, really enjoyed this movie in all aspects, not just what really what the movie is about when it comes to, like, you know, women living in a man's world, but even just the production, how they thought of everything.
They thought of everything.
And if you were a girl who played with Barbies, you're going to appreciate this movie a lot. You're going to
appreciate it so much.
That's the other thing, too. Sorry to get back to, like, conforming to society, but, like, you didn't see a lot of boys playing with Barbie dolls. So there's stuff that I think they're just not going to understand.
Yeah. Whereas, that's a valid point.
You know? But us women, we're used to having to understand what men are talking about.
Ooh! But are men ever... Ooh! Girl, you better say it.
I'm just saying.
You better say it. Just because there were some things like cinematic wise and storyline wise that I just was like, why? Like, why would you do
I know
that?
what you're talking about.
You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, this don't even make... I mean, it makes sense, but like, there's just like, I feel like there was a better way to like handle some things throughout the movie. I would probably, but because I also resonated with it so well, and just probably because I'm a woman, I would probably give it like an 8.5. They thought of so many things that like the normal person wouldn't have like put into a Barbie movie like that. So it's just like the care and attentiveness that they had to the essence of Barbie was just like top tier. Like, you can't match that. But then the realities and how they talked about and portrayed and discussed the realities of the real world through the lens of Barbie, like, you just can't top that. You can't top that. I mean, we literally walked you A, B, C, D through the movie. You got the good, the bad, the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, the toss, the turn. So at the end of the day, hope you enjoyed this. Go watch the Barbie movie. When you see the ending, leave a comment below. Let's talk about it, because the ending was its own thing. But don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Tell your mamas, your daddies, your friends, your cousins, your brothers, your uncles, your aunties. Tell everybody you know about Pop Talk, because we got some good things coming up on the channel. Big period. But without further ado, it's your girl Poppy.
It's your girl Jordan.
And we're both signing out. Peace, love, and blessings. Remember to live your life with #AllSmiles.